Against a backdrop where government MPs and ministers said that the dollar crisis is the cause for the prevailing situation in the country, Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Ajnivad Cabral, had this to say.
අත්‍යවශ්‍ය ආහාර ද්‍රව්‍ය සහ ඒ වගේම අත්‍යවශ්‍ය භාණ්ඩ මේනකට වරාය හිර වෙලා තියෙනවා. ගන්න ඩොලර්ස් නැහැ කියලා. ඒතර ඔබතුමා කොහොමද කියන්නේ මේ ඩොලර්ස් අරුබුදය ගැන?
අපි ඒක විග්‍රහ කරලා බැලුවම
When we assessed it, it was clear that some of the containers were stuck due to various other reasons. We have even paid extra dollars to release the containers that were stuck due to the lack of dollars. Therefore, the issue is solved now. Also, the reason behind the milk powder shortage was that some people stopped importing milk powder. That problem is also solved now. We will see those essential items flowing into the country very soon.
ද්‍රව්‍ය රටට ඒවි.
ඊයේ දිනේද ඩොලර් නිකුත් කරාද බැංකුවේද කොහොමද?
ඊයේ දිනෙත් ඊට ඉස්සරනොත් නිකුත් කළා තියෙනවා.
දැන් තෙල් ගෙනීමට මේනකොට දැන් දින 8කට පමණයි මේනකොට තෙල් ගෙනීමට තෙල් ගෙනලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙම ප්‍රමාණයට ඉදිරියේදී කොහොමද ඩොලර් ලබා දෙන්නේ?
මොකද සමහරකට තෙල් ගවඩා කරන්න බෑ දවස් 80කට.
You cannot stock fuel for 80 days. It is a dynamic operation. What is happening at the moment is that everyone has started speculating. For how long will our fuel stocks last? For how long will our power last? That is not necessary. It is the responsibility of the government to provide these services, and they shall do that. When you bring down fuel for 8 days, they might bring more fuel enough for 8 days in another 5 days. So do not panic.
පස්වෙනි දවසේ තවත් තෙල් දවස් 8කට ගනි. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ තමයි කටයුතු සිදු වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා ඒකට වැඩි කලබල වෙන්නේ නැතුව ඉන්න ඕනේ.
The media briefing was convened by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka to apprise the public of the monetary policy of the central bank. The central bank said that the policy interest rates, which decides the interest rates of banks, will be increased by 0.5%. Accordingly, the interest rates provided by banks will also increase in the future.
The central bank decided that we would once again, after a period of about 5 months, that the policy rate would be increased, mainly because we want to give a very clear message that we would want to see the inflation being dealt with, and also to give a message that the external sector needs to be stabilized further. We have taken certain measures.
In addition to the increasing interest rates, several more policy decisions have been taken by the central bank as possible solutions for the foreign exchange crisis in the country. Number 1, mandate all registered tourist establishments to accept foreign exchange only in respect of services rendered to persons resident outside Sri Lanka. Number 2, distribute the financing of essential import bills for fuel purchases among the licensed banks in proportion to their foreign exchange inflows. Number 3, extending incentive scheme on inward workers' remittances until the 30th of April. And number 4, reimburse the transaction cost borne by Sri Lankan migrant workers through the payment of 1,000 rupees per transaction when remitting money to rupee accounts via licensed banks and other formal channels.
How is the 500 million US dollars for ISB? How was it paid? Did we pay it from our reserves?
Every payment is made by the reserves, and then with the inflows that we receive. So it is from the reserves we allocate the funds as and when the payments, not only for ISBs, for every single payment for the debt of the government is paid the same way.
With the new measures that you unveiled today, how confident are you that you won't have to seek an IMF program this year?
We have ruled out an IMF program because I think these programs that we have initiated would work. Even if the IMF comes, what is the different program that they would be able to prescribe other than to say restructure your debt?
So, but basically you're ruling it out.
Why is it that you are keen to inflict pain on your investors who have trusted you and come? Do you know what would have been the situation had we defaulted? So you see, we have to understand, people can offer advice. What I can't understand is why you have only a fixation on the IMF. Don't you have an idea about the programs that we ourselves are implementing? If you look at those, you'll find that there is a huge amount of merit in those programs as well.